This is Calvin Castine. We've been here for 2.5 hours, and we're finally going to get to decide who's going to win the 1999 championship in the Ernie Weir Memorial Softball League. Let's see. It looks like they're looking for an umpire here. Anybody volunteering here? They're looking for an umpire. Jeff Menard umped for 2 games and had to depart. So it looks like they're going to use the players from the team to umpire. Hopefully this won't impact on the game. Mike Reshore will be calling the balls and strikes for a while. On the bases, though, we have a neutral person, Rick Lamberton. Derek DeCoste is set to deliver to Jerry Davison. Samples Lumber, RJ's Corner Store on the field. At the plate, Garceau's Auto Sales. Samples won the first game by a 4-2 margin, and Garceau's came back and... Or was that the other way around here? Let's see, 5-4 Samples won, and Garceau's just won 4-2, so a couple of well-played games. Now Joey Mitchell at the plate. Joey Mitchell, the batter. This game will decide in the best of 3. John Corrier over to Gary Boris, decide who the champion is for 1999. Both teams finished with excellent records, winning their respective divisions. This is Jim Davison now. Two outs, nobody on. Garceau's was 26-6 in the 32 games in the regular season.
No.
Home run. Jim Davison puts it in the trees in right field. First home run of the day for his team. But Guerin has one in the game 1. He had one for the Samples RJ team. So that puts Garceau's up 1-0. Garceau's, as we said, 26-6 during the regular season, 4-0 coming into today in the playoffs. They're now 5-1 in the playoffs. During the season, Samples Lumber RJ's Corner Store was 31-1. Their only loss coming at the hands of Garceau's. But they went 3-1 against Garceau's during the season. This is Randy Davison stepping in now. So 3-1 they went during the season. They're 1-1 here in the playoffs, with the winner of this one to be the champion for 1999. Samples RJ is the defending champions, and the prior champs to that was indeed Garceau's. 2-0 the count. Pitch from DeCoste. Davison gets a base hit. He'll stretch it into 2, and he'll be in standing up at second base with a double. Ball gets away, but it's backed up at third base by Dennis Phillips. Now Alfie Ledoux at the plate. 2 outs, 1 in, 1 on. DeCoste delivers. That's going to be a base hit that will score run number 2. 2-0 Garceau. And that brings up Jeff Garceau, second baseman. Deep for ball 1. Knocked down by Boris. He'll take it unassisted at first for the putout. 2 runs for Garceau. They lead it 2-0 after 1/2 inning here in Game 3 in the best of 3 on Hometown Cable. Don't get hurt.
Yes, Tony, I got it.
Dennis Phillips will start things for
Come on, Dennis, right here.
RJ's Market Samples Lumber in the Bottom of the first. Here's a pitch from Jerry Davison. Jeff Davison catching. Behind the plate, umping is Bill Forkey, but he's batting third, so he's going to not be there very long calling balls and strikes. Foul ball. Calling a fair ball. Called a fair ball. We have new perspective on that. Looks like Garceau thought it was going to be a foul ball. Looks like Jeff Davison thought it was a foul ball. This is Scott LaFountain. Popped up. Jerry Davison is there. One down. Now Bill Forkey at the plate with Rick Guerin calling the balls and strikes. Base hit. Nobody covering second, but Forkey not taking advantage of it. The runners at the corners. One down, and the cleanup man, Jeff Lamberton, stepping in. And the pitch from Davison. To the fence. Very short grabs. Forkey advances. Phillips scores. It's now 2-1. Potential tying run at second base, and John Corrier at the plate.
Come on, Johnny, another run there, Johnny. Let's go, Johnny.
Base hit. This will score the tying run. Forkey will score standing up. It's 2-2 with 2 outs. And Forkey will go back to umpiring. So Corrier drives in the tying run. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. And Gary DeCoste, the batter. DeCoste tries to go the opposite way. Hits it down the line. Foul. Hit to Garceau at second. Just in time at second base as Randy Davison covers. Looks like Randy was expecting Garceau to go to first on that one. And he would have had the out at first, but he took the shorter throw. But it was almost the wrong throw as Davison wasn't expecting it. 2-2 after 1 here on Hometown Cable. Championship game of the Ernie Weir Memorial League, Sunday League. Series tied 1-1. This is Travis Davison. He's leading off. Takes ball 1. Start things in the second. Great diving catch by Rick Guerin. Great play by Rick Guerin, the former hockey goalie.
Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike.
Made a save on that one.
It took a big play.
Now Mike Richard. He takes strike 1. Top of the second, 2-2 the score. Deciding game of the 1999 season. 2 down. So in the regular season, as we stated earlier, 3-1. Samples RJ defeating Garceau's 3-1 in their 4 games that they met. Thus far in the playoffs, it's 1-1. So overall, it's 5-2. Garceau's would like to make it 5-3. RJ's would like to make it a decisive 6-2 as Jody Barrier drops a single into right center. Joe Martineau. Nothing across for Garceau's. After an inning and a half, remains 2-2. Rick Garand at the plate. Takes ball one as we start the bottom of the second. It's a base hit into right center. He'll round first and stay put. And bring up first baseman Gary Boris. Pitch from Davison. Like ball one. 1-1.
Way to be, come on.
2-1. Ball three. 3 balls and a strike. Ball 4. Oh, maybe not. Strike call just in the outside edge. 3-2 pitch. Randy Davison makes the catch. Catches that rope heading for right center. Nice play there by RD at shortstop. So that's one down, and Ron Buskey will step in.
Ronnie, come on! Come on, Ronnie.
Here's a pitch from Davison. Buskey hits it to straightaway center. Barrier's going back. It's going to be deep. It's going to be on the tennis court. On the basketball court, and it's a double. Second and third. Tony Lamberton at the plate. Nice catch by Barrier. 2 down. Sacrifice fly scores Guerin from third base. Nice catch on a sinking liner from Lamberton by Jody Barrier. With 2 down and a runner at second, his team leading 3-2, Paul Rowell steps in. Pitch to Rowell is taken for strike 1. Popped up. Jerry Davison calls and squeezes it. So a run for Samples RJs. They lead it 3-2 at the end of 2 here on Hometown Cable. TV worth your support. Jeff Davison will step in and lead off in the top of the 3rd inning. In this 3-2 ball game, decisive game in the Ernie Weir Memorial Sunday League playoffs. Let's see, 16 dates during the summer. 2 previous playoff dates, that's 19 weeks. 19 Sundays spent watching the old man play softball. So the family has got to be devoted to chase these guys around on Sundays all summer long. This league has held up for a long time, and it's always competitive when we get down here to the finals. Ball 4, Jeff Davison draws a free pass. Potential tying run is on base for Garceau's. Gets it to the top of the order. Jerry Davison, he takes strike 1. DeGoss delivers. Line drive, base hit. Ball's bobbled, but Jeff Davison stays at second. And Joey Mitchell at the plate.
Knock it down here, nobody down. You got all over. I got him, Gary.
In the pitch. Strike 1 call. Nobody out. 1-1. That's going to be foul, strike 2.
Go, Gary, right at him, baby. Good, Pat. Come on, go hard.
So Joey Mitchell flies out, and now Jim Davison steps in. He homered back in the first inning.
Right at him, Gary, right at him. 20. You want, Jim? We'll take you out.
Do you know the score?
I think it is 3-2.
3-2, right. Bases are loaded. And Randy Davison stepping in. And Johnny Ray Corrier is back for another game, joining her sister. Randy Davison at the plate with the bases full. Hits it deep to right field. Deep, deep, deep. Jeff Lamberton is there. This will score a run. Let's score 2. Jerry Davison thought about it. It's 3-3 now. 3-3. It's tied up 3-3. What's your name?
Rachel Collier.
Rachel Corrier. You in relation to Johnny Ray Corrier?
Yes.
Yeah? Sisters. Oh, I thought maybe you were brothers. Alfie Ledoux pops it up. Hits the wire. Hit the electric wire up there. In the pitch. This one doesn't hit the wires. Looks playable. And it is. So they pick up a run and they tie it up with a score of
3-3.
3-3 in the third. Strike 1 to Dennis Phillips as we start the bottom of the third in this 3-3 ball game. Base hit in the gap. Barrier cuts it off. Phillips will stop at second base. Tips his hat to the crowd. Old hat tipper Dennis Phillips. Now Scott LaFountain at the plate. Bottom of the third, 3-3 to score. Go ahead run on at second base. Bragging rights for 1999 at stake.
Make sure you like it.
The loser will have to wait till 2000 before they can get revenge. On the ground, off the glove of Davison. LaFountain will be on, give him an infield hit. Nobody out, and Bill Forkey at the plate. And a pitch. Could be trouble, it's going to drop in. Everybody's safe. Bill Forkey with a seeing eye, bloop single into center field. Now Jeff Lamberton at the plate. His father makes believe he's not interested. Base is full. Nobody out. And the pitch. Cleanup man at the plate takes it for strike 1.
Just like you can right now. Be strong.
Come on, hit the ball.
That will drop in. No, off, yes. 2-run scores. LaFountain scores. Ball goes out of play. And a 3rd run will score. You get 2 bases from where you were. Will Forkey, who was on second on the throw, comes in to score. And Lamberton ends up at 3rd base. So a couple of errors results in 3 runs. 3 runs for Samples RJs. Now John Corrier at the plate. Of course, one of those runs would have scored anyway. That would have been a sacrifice had it been caught. Corrier hits it to Davison. He knocks it down. Goes to first to Jim Davison. Lamberton stays at 3rd. 1 down. And Gary DeCoste stepping in. Here's the pitch. Strike 1.
Gotta tag him. I got it.
That's deep.
Get in here, I got him.
Deep and inside. Ball 4. DeCoste walks. Runners at the corners.
Make the play.
Rick Guerin, who homered in the first game. A big blow in that 5-4 win for his team. So we'll score a run. Ledoux grabs it. DeCoste makes it into second base. And it's a sacrifice fly for Guerin. And makes it 7-3. And Gary Boris stepping in. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. Strike 1-1.
Come on, ball. Give him back, ball. Good eye, good eye.
Ball.
He wanted it, he wanted it. What's next?
Hit to left field for the out. But they pick up 4 runs, and after 3 full, Samples RJ's leads Garceau's Auto Sales by a score of
7-3.
7-3 here on Hometown Cable. Jeff Garrow's at the plate as we start the 4th inning. 7-3 is our score. We've moved down and sitting on the edge of the bleachers here. And Buskey makes a great diving catch to take an extra base hit away. And we have 1 down. Sitting in the bleachers because our only place that we can tape here is on a slope, and we end up kind of like this with our feet pointing straight down, all the weight of our body landing on our toes, and after 3 games, it's kind of tiring. This is Travis Davison. We were on our feet all day yesterday at the soccer games at Shazy against Lake Placid, and then a big alumni game. That was Saturday, and this is Sunday. This is how we're spending our weekend. This is Mike Reshore. We'll be out in Juniper later today on Crab Island. The Battle of Plattsburgh celebration. Just in time at second. Phillips to Guerin. So that's 2 down, and it'll bring up Jody Barrier, cousin Jody.
Come on, Jody,
Top of the fourth.
Good, Pat.
Game 3 in the best of 3. Strike 1 called.
You're in the groove now, Gary. You're in the groove,
7-3 the score. Looking for a car. Oh, almost got a headlight. Get extra points.
Way ahead of him, Gary. Way ahead.
Yeah, break a headlight, crack a windshield, put a dent. They give out the points at the end of the season. The trophy goes to the winner who broke the most windshields. Over to second, Garen to Courier. So the score holds, and after 3.5 innings, we are halfway through the game with the score remaining
7-3.
in favor of Samples RJs. Ron Buskey at the plate. Strike 1. One down. He brings up Tony Lamberton, catcher.
Come on, Tony. 7-2? 7-3?
High fly ball. Randy Davison's calling for it. He has it. 2 down. Now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Paul Rowell steps in. Pitch from Davison. Ledoux going back. He squeezes it for the out. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across for Samples RJ.
Defense, come on.
And looks like I'm on my own here. I have to tell you the score. It remains 7-3 after 4 full here on Hometown Cable TV with your support. Joe Martineau pops up the first pitch. Foul. Strike 1. Top of the 5th inning. And the pitch. On the ground to short. Courier gets a nice charity hop. Tosses easily over to Boris. 1 down. And it brings up Jeff Davison.
That's the time to drop him.
Line drive. Base hit. Now Jerry Davison steps in.
Go, Gary. Right on, man. Good catch.
Strike 1.
What do you want to do, buddy? You don't want another one of them. Take yours. Good night, Gary. Good night, Jerry. Follow through on that swing, Gary. Come on, buddy.
Watch out the bat, swing through it.
Good eye, good eye.
Watch out the bat, swing through
This
it.
one on, Gary. This one on. Everybody hit. Everybody hit. Good catch.
Base hit for Davison.
Out. Oh! Boy,
Safe at third.
I think he was out.
Joey, come on, Joey.
Now Joey Mitchell.
Shot, Jerry. Right on.
Ricky called him, but that wasn't Ricky.
Jeff. Stand, Jeff, stand. Good catch.
Instant replay, only deeper in the woods.
Put her in there. Good eye, Joey. Jeff, come in.
1-2 pitch. Right to Garen. And it brings up Jim Davison. He homered earlier. Takes it inside for ball 1.
Good catch. Randy wants to hit. Okay. Come on, Gary. Good catch. Here we go.
1 out.
Here we go. Okay, Gary, all yours. Right here. Come on, corner.
In the top of the 5th. 7-3 the score.
Come on, Gary.
Ball 4. Jim Davison gets a free pass at low. No, it's not load the base. Yes, it does. Load the bases for Randy Davison. Potential tying run at the plate, and it's the cleanup man. First pitch is outside for ball 1.
Don't get no better than that, Gary.
Another one.
Right through the ball, Randy. Right through the ball.
Come on, Randy.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Two down. That's on fire.
Base hit. To score at least 2. Maybe a 7-5 ball game with a tying run at first base.
Come on, Al. Make it happen here, Al. Come on, Alfie.
Now Alfie Ledoux at the plate. Strike 1.
Yourself, Alfie. Sticks behind you. Word up, Alfie. Good cat. Word up, Alfie. Yeah! He's out. Come on. He's out.
That was bad.
Tony threw the ball to get it back into the field and hit Randy.
Davison hit with the ball. They're throwing the ball back into the field and hit off Davison's chest. Jeff Garceau at the plate. 7-6 to score. Line shot to Phillips.
Get him back.
3 runs for Garceau. They trail 7-6. We're going to the bottom half of the 5th here in a championship game of the Ernie Weir Memorial League. Dennis Phillips at the plate. Top of the order up for Samples RJs. In this 7-6 ball game, it's going to decide the title for 1999. Strike. Inside.
Try to help you. Nice job.
Strike 2. Full count. Payoff pitch. Hit to deep right field. Mike Richard in the trees, 1 down. Scott LaFountain at the plate. Strike 1, I think. Maybe not. Maybe ball 1. Knocked down by Davison. And LaFountain is on at first base. And brings up Bill Forkey.
What have you been doing? Playing in the sand.
Where have you been, Trish?
Sand. Trisha's sitting here. Sit down there.
Hey, Bill, hit your
Popped up, playable. In left center, Jody Barrier is there. No advance. 2 down, Jeff Lamberton, Nevada. 7-6, Samples Lumber RJ's Corner Store leading by 1 run against Garceau's. Garceau's Auto Sales, that is. Championship game. The whole season has come down to these final few innings. Ball 2. to Garceau. Look out. There's the throw to first. In time. Reed missed it. Would have been coming right at us. So nothing across. In the half of the fifth, we go to the sixth inning with the score remaining. 7-6. Samples RJ's leading Garceau's. We get another volunteer umpire. Strike one. This guy's from the Albert Beavers. Last time I saw him, he was spinning the wheel at St. Mary's at the beer booth. Travis Davison hits a high fly ball to right center. One down. Scott LaFountain grabs it. And Davison is out. And it looks like Johnny Ray has come back. She's come back home. And Mike Richard up there for Garceau. Hits it to third. Nice pickup by Phillips. Over to first. 2 down. 2 down. This girl right here has been playing in the sand. So what's that sand face there? No? Okay. Now cousin Jody Barrier. Strike one. 7-6 in the top of the sixth. Strike two. Base hit up the middle for Barrier. So potential tying run is on for Garceau's and Joe Martineau stepping in. Strike one. Base hit. Paul Rowell gets it back in. We runners at first and second with 2 down. And J.F. Davison stepping in. Tying run at second base. Go ahead run on at first with 2 outs in the top half of the sixth. The winner is the champion for 1999. Strike one. Out of play.
Whatever you want to do. Good pass.
Foul ball.
Come on, baby. Come on. Look it over, Jeff. Right here. Good pass.
He's out.
Foul ball. Third foul on the third strike. There's an out. Jeff Davison is going to be listed as a strikeout victim. Nothing across for Garceau's. Going to the bottom of the sixth. The score will remain
7-6.
in favor of who?
Johnny Ray?
Tell me. You tell me.
See Johnny Ray?
Come on, guys!
Johnny Ray.
In favor of Johnny Ray. In favor of Samples RJ's. John Corrier hits it to Jim Davison. Is it safe yet?
One deeper, Jim.
It looks like his back is hurting. Well, Gary Decoff steps in. Jim Davidson appears to be okay. Or at least okay enough to continue. Decoff tries to go the opposite way.
You gotta do it now.
2 down. He'll bring up Rick Guerin. And looking ahead. Garceau's will be sending up the top of their order in the 7th.
Come on, Ricky, get it going.
If Garen makes the out here, it'll be the 8, 9, 10, 11 batters due up for samples in the bottom of the 7th if it should get there. So Jim Davison stuck with it, made the out, made the put out. And Samples RJ's finds himself hanging on to a scant 1-0 lead after 6 pulls. The score remains. The score remains
7-6.
in favor of who?
What is it? Samples.
Thank you. If this were a grasshopper game, it would be over, but it's not. It's men's softball, and it's 7-6 in the top of the 7th with the championship at stake. Jerry Davison will lead off to the top of the order, steps up for Garceau's. They trail by 1 run on a hot September 12th, 1999 strike. Snagged by Gary Ducoste. Big play there by the old-timer Gary Ducoste. A hard hit shot by Jerry Davison. Ducoste yanked it down. Otherwise that would have been possibly 2 bases with Davison's speed. Now Joey Mitchell steps in.
Come on, you gotta get that one. Now.
Goes the opposite way. Nice pickup by Phillips over the first. 2 down. Dennis Phillips with a nice play. A couple of hard hit balls by Garceau's. They're going, but they're not going quietly. And it comes down to the last hope. And we'll see how Jim Davison's back holds up here. Potential last out. And a pitch from Davison, from Ducoste. Strike 1. 2 outs, nobody on. 7-6, Samples RJ's leading. They were 31-1 during the season. Looks playable. Jeff Lamberton out of play. Or is it? Rick Lamberton right on top of it. His feet were out of play. It's where his feet are. His feet were out of play, so it's out of play, and Jim Davison's still alive.
Keep it up, Gary.
So in the regular season, Samples RJ's was 31-1. They were 4-0 coming into today in the playoffs. They're now 5-1 in the playoffs, so that's 36-2 overall. 26-6 was the Garceau's record. They were 4-0, so they're 5-1 in the playoffs. To go with their 26-6, that would make them 31-7 overall. Okay, Jim Davison at the plate. Let's see what he can keep it between the lines. Hits it on the ground to John Coyer. And Samples Lumber, RJ's corner store, will retain their title. 3 well-played, hard-fought games that could have gone either way. This one finishes at 7-6. So actually today, both teams scored the same amount of runs, with Samples RJ's taking 2 one-run victories, 5-4, and this one here, 7-6, and Garceau's taking a 2-run, 4-2 victory. So they both scored the same amount of runs, but the Samples RJ team wins the title, and they'll retain the crown for 1999. And John Coyer presenting the runner-up trophy, consolation trophy, a nice one indeed, to Jerry Davison from Garceau's Auto Sales. Stop in and see Rick Garceau. He'll be glad to show you his trophy. And now the championship trophy. RJ's Corner Market, Samples Lumber. And Rick Guerin will grab it. So they'll cut that in half. Half will be at Samples Lumber, the other half at RJ's Corner Store. So that's the way it was. Oops, we got another award here. Don't go away. MVP award, let's see.
MVP as far as the year goes, not playoff goals, Gary Ralph.
MVP for the year. Gary Rao.
Concept, kid, there's no I in team.
There's no I in team. There's no I in Rao either. Well, I guess that's it. On September 12th, 1999, we've been at Cannons Corners Field in beautiful downtown Moores Forks. And we hope you've been supporting Hometown Cable's efforts. See you next year.